On the news tonight, 3 years into the renewed hope agenda, correspondent takes a look at against the challenges and the plans shaping the future for women. Idokabil in Egbaland, a blend of faith, culture, and hospitality. At 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode, I am Ifeoluwa Ashalu. Thank you for joining us this evening. 3 years into the renewed hope agenda, the question is how far have women moved from the margins to the center of governance? As the saying goes, no nation develops meaningfully without the contributions of its women. In this report, Ngozi Teknikio looks at the gains, the challenges, and the plans shaping the future for women. The report.
For women, the dawn of a new day is synonymous with struggle. Madam Agnes is a petty trader who starts her day hustling. She represents thousands of women who work against all odds to make ends meet.
They come here 4:30 to find leaves for school. Farmer will carry from the buy from the hand. They struggle to feed our children.
It is for the likes of her that President Tinubu's empowerment programs are designed. The programs include the Women Agro Value Expansion Program to produce women farmer entrepreneurs and the goal of empowering 10 million women by 2030 to help Nigeria attain its $1 trillion economy ambition.
Because for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we have a president that is a he for she par excellence. There's hardly any speech that he gives without mentioning, prioritizing women, mentioning the role, the critical role that women will play in the emergence of the Nigeria of our dreams, a $1 trillion economy. All our programs are localized. The flagship program for delivery is the Renewed Hope Social Impact Intervention 774. So from the title, you know that it's a localized program. So we're not doing blanket interventions for everyone. No, it's tailored fit. It's community driven.
In the area of elective politics, the journey has been challenging for women.
Every community that has a woman in some critical position celebrates it. So, but when it comes to putting them into power blocks or into power spaces, then the question begins to come. Can she do this? No, she cannot do this. Yes, she can do this. But go to the ballot box, they want her votes. We top the numbers in who throws the votes in for who comes to power. But that is not reflected when they come to government. That is not reflected when it comes to appointments.
There is the issue around advocacy for reserve seat for Nigerian women politicians. I hope that sees the light of the day so that there can be significant improvement in the number of women representation in parliament, because we are ranking very low. We are the rock bottom. We are the lower rung of the ladder, not only in Africa but globally.
Interestingly, under the present administration, more women have been given political appointments. This includes the appointment of a female Deputy Director General of the DSS for the first time, 8 female members of the Federal Executive Council, and other female appointees as heads of government agencies and boards.
The president has appointed a lot of women into leadership positions, and that has moved the needle. But that is way below the affirmative action of 35%. And that means we are moving into the direction, but we could do better.
To acknowledge these interventions, Nigerian women gathered from the 36 states and the FCT to say, "Thank you, Mr. President."
Being empowered to say, yes, we are supporting our father. We are supporting the father of the nation for his second tenure. It is done.
The scorecard of the president speaks volume for an endorsement of continuity. The First Lady's body language says it all.
Women represent over 50% of the population. Therefore, we are uniquely positioned to influence change and contribute a quota in steering the nation towards a greater future. I thank Nigerian women for believing in Mr. President.
No doubt, Nigerian women are in for a better deal. Ngozi Teknikio, NTA News.
Of the 2026 Children's Day celebration, the CEO of Oyabe Care Network, Dickiness Oyinlola Anomo, organized a special event for children at the Focus on Disability Foundation, Home for Children with Disabilities. The celebration brought joy, love, and support to the children as they marked this year's Children's Day celebration. Correspondent who was present at the venue has more report. Activities marking the 2026 Children's Day celebration, and the CEO of Oyabe Care Network, Dickiness Oyinlola Anomo, has again brought smiles to the faces of children at the Focus on Disability Foundation, a home for children living with disabilities. The event was organized to promote love, care, and inclusion for children with special needs. Speaking during the event, the revivalist of Praise Chapel Church, Michael Adekoya, urged individuals and members of the society to extend helping hands to the needy and less privileged.
The most important thing in life is for us to consider that we are human beings and we need to love ourselves. And some are privileged, some are less privileged, some are not even privileged at all. And God has created all of us for a purpose, to affect others, to influence others. And so we have to look at those who are not so much privileged, and then especially on this day, remember them.
The organizer of the Children's Day event, Dickiness Oyinlola Anomo, alongside her husband, Dr. Eniolami Olaide Anomo, applauds her wife's efforts. They also urged capable members in the society to extend a helping hand, love, and care to the less privileged, while calling on the government to prioritize children with disabilities on Children's Day celebrations.
It has been an annual event with my family. My wife actually happens to be the visionary. I'm only giving her the model support for the program. And it's something that she has passion for. She's so passionate about children with special needs.
We have been celebrating the Children's Day. The government are celebrating, but I don't think they remember the privileged people. And they are very important in our community. So that's why I said, okay, I'll be doing this. Because they should have more important roles to play in Nigeria.
The children at Focus on Disability Foundation expressed heartfelt gratitude to Dickiness Oyinlola Anomo, appreciating her contributions to the home.
On behalf of our dad and our mom, Mr. and Mrs. Kwasheda, we are thanking our mom, Dickiness Oyinlola Anomo, for making this day to be memorable for us. We say thank you very much for making us happy today. Happiness will not depart from your family.
So on behalf of our dad and mom, Mr. and Mrs. Kwasheda, I want to use this opportunity to thank our mom, Dickiness Oyinlola Abeke Anomo, for making this year Children's Day most suitable for us. Thank you, Mama. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to be with your family.
This special celebration concluded with a group photograph, cutting of anniversary cake, and dancing between the organizer and children of the home. Nta Ijebu Ode, Nta News. Development. Ekiti State Government says it remains strongly committed to the holistic development of the children through the unwavering investment in education, child protection, health care, youth development, and inclusive social interventions. The wife of Ekiti State Governor Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji made this known during the Pavilion at Ado Ekiti. Tayo Osho has details.
It was all fun for the children from both public and private schools across the state who converged on Ekiti Pavilion to mark this year's celebration with the governor's wife, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji. She observed that through deliberate policies and programs, Ekiti State Government is strengthening access to education, providing a safe learning environment, and supporting vulnerable children and families.
We will continue to stand against child abuse, neglect, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence against our children through the Gender-Based Violence Management Committee and other strategies.
The Deputy Governor Monisa Diafuye, the Commissioners for Education and that of Women Affairs and Social Development, thanked the wife of the governor for her support for the development of Ekiti children and advised the children to be focused. The Speaker of the State Children Parliament, Anthony Ategberu, who spoke on behalf of the children, commended Ekiti State Government for providing enabling environment for the children to thrive.
Inclusion isn't charity, it is strategy, it is justice, and it is the smartest investment in the Nigerian community. Inclusion means we stop drawing lines between who deserves the chance and who does not. It is recognizing that talents, ideas, and potentials aren't exclusive. When we exclude children today, we rob Nigeria of our potential.
Students with excellent performance in different categories were given cash award by the wife of the governor. In Ado-Ekiti, Nta Osho, NTA News.
It's at 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode. We'll be going on a short break now. Please stay tuned. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. In Egbaland, Ogun State, the annual Eid-el-Kabir celebration goes beyond religious observance as it reflects the rich cultural heritage, communal lifestyle and hospitality for which the Egba people are known. Yemi Dalemo has details of how the Egba people celebrate the festival with devotion, traditions and excitement. His report.
As early as dawn, major roads leading to prayer grounds in Abeokuta and surrounding communities came alive as Muslim faithful dressed in colorful traditional attires trooped out to observe the Eid-el-Kabir prayers with reverence, unity and gratitude to Almighty Allah. After the prayers, the atmosphere gradually shifts from solemn worship to joyous celebration as Muslim faithful, traditional chiefs, clerics, women leaders, and prominent sons and daughters of Egba land paid homage to the Alake and paramount ruler of Egba land.
Celebrate by sharing whatever they have with their neighbors, and it is the one that brings us together a lot, more than any other festival. Ileya, it means everything to everybody.
For many residents of Egba land, Eid-el-Kabir also provides an opportunity for reunion as family members return home to celebrate with their loved ones and visit tourist centers, including the famous Olumo Rock in Abeokuta.
This is Olumo Rock. I'm very, very happy. I mean, very, very happy.
I just came here to check on about our culture. I want to know more about our culture.
We're always very happy to come back home to celebrate with our people. You know, there is this uniqueness, you know, in Eid that we all long to see.
I think that is unique about us in Egba. The people of other faiths will visit Muslims, will eat the ram together, share in our sacrifice, and in the third day, hopefully on Saturday, we'll come to Alake's palace for a kind of carnival.
It brings about unity and love, no discrimination, not even you being a Christian or you being the other way around. As at the point of celebration, as at the point of celebrating Ileya, people come around, bond, unite, eat, exchange good pleasantries, because another year will be in the next 12 months.
Although the usual parade of beautifully decorated horses through major streets was absent, drumming, singing, and traditional praise chants echoed in many homes and communities as families continue to enjoy the festive celebration. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Nigerians have been called upon to use this period of celebration for sober reflection to promote peace, unity and selfless service towards enhancing the living standard of the people. The cleric and political stakeholders in Ado-Ekiti believe that this will ensure peace and harmony in the nation. Nta Osho again reports.
At various praying grounds in Nta Ijebu, the atmosphere was that of joy for the celebration of another Eid al-Kabir. At the Central Mosque praying ground, the President League of Imams and Alfas, Southwest, Edo and Delta States, Alhaji Jamiu Keolere, who led the Jama in prayer, enjoined Muslims and other Nigerians to use the Salah celebration to renew their faith, promote love, unity and impactful life for a stronger, united Nigeria. He urged the government to intensify efforts in tackling socio-economic challenges confronting the nation. Some of the worshippers, including the Secretary to Ekiti State Government, believe the Salah festivity is a moment of total submission to the will of Allah and admonished citizens to be law-abiding in their conduct, especially as the state prepares for the governorship election.
It's a festival of sacrifice. By following the rules and regulations of Almighty Allah, coming together is signals that we love one another. It's to show love.
Highlight of the celebration was the slaughtering of ram in commemoration of Prophet Ibrahim's devotion to Allah and his obedience to sacrifice his son Ismail as God commanded him to do. There were prayers for peace and sustainable development in the land, with a challenge to people irrespective of religion to always toe the path of peace. In Nta Ijebu, Tayo Osho, NTA News.
5 persons this morning lost their lives in a fatal lone road accident at Nta Ijebu along Abeokuta-Lagos Expressway at about 11:15. In a statement by the Public Relations Officer, FRSC, Ogun State Sector Command Superintendent Road, Commander Folabi Odunsin, the accident involved one white-colored Mazda bus with registration number KRD 809XC. The sector command noted that out of a total of 20 persons that were involved in the accident, 5 persons lost their lives, 10 persons sustained various degrees of injuries, while 5 persons escaped unhurt. The sector command blamed the probable cause of the crash on overspeeding and overloading, as well as paved road and bad weather condition as at the time of the accident. The FRSC disclosed that the injured victims were immediately taken to the General Hospital Ifo and the Specialist Hospital at Itori for prompt medical attention, while the corpses of the deceased victims were deposited at the General Hospital Morgue, Ifo. Ogun State Sector Command Corps Commander Oludare Ogunjobi sympathizes with the families of the victims and urged motorists to avoid overspeeding, overloading, and complying with traffic rules and regulations at all times. And that concludes our tonight on Nta Ijebu Ode. I am Ifeoluwa Ashalu. Stay tuned for your broadcaster, Jide Morunfolu. Enjoy the rest of your night.
The Ojudiaba Festival Organizing Committee hereby announced the activities lined up for the 2026 Ojudiaba Festival. Ojudiaba Festival comes up on Friday, May 29, 2026 at the Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetona Golden Jubilee Center, opposite Awujale's Palace, Awujale Street, Ijebu Ode, starting from 9 a.m. All male and female Regbe are to arrive between 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Regbe parade will start at 9 a.m. as passed by the Regbe Council. Each age grade are to pay homage to the throne for a maximum of 3 minutes. The gates at both ends of Awujale Street shall be temporarily closed to motorists, while there shall be controlled access into the Awujale Street and the Ojudiaba Pavilion. Indiscriminate parking of vehicles and mounting of canopies are prohibited along Awujale Street, Bolagbade Road, Olisa Street. Any vehicle or canopy found along these streets shall be towed by the authorized traffic agencies. All balogons and elections with their followers shall file into the Ojudiaba Pavilion in their approved order, with the OC Balogun, Otun Balogun, and the Balogun taking the rest procession. Each of the families shall file in, demonstrate, and file out through the exit points within the allotted time without ascending the podium to pay homage. We urge all sons and daughters willing to be parts of the Ojudiaba 2026 celebration, guests, media personnel, and tourists to cooperate with the security and traffic agencies Violators shall be dealt with in accordance with the laws. All forms of street partying, street carnival, and night parties are prohibited. There shall be no hooliganism, thuggery, stealing, armed robbery, protest, politicking, sharing of unapproved leaflets within and around the Ojudioba Pavilion. Violators shall also be dealt with. We enjoin all our guests and people to be calm, peaceful, and law-abiding throughout the duration of the 2026 Ojudioba Festival. Aku Odun, announcer, Professor Fasi Adetokunbo O. Yusuf.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ọ̀nà òdodo ní àkọ́tún ètò nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam tí yóò máa kọ́ni nípa ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ìyẹn ìmọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bá ìgbà mu nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam ìwà ọmọlúwàbí ìgbé ayé ìrọ̀rùn àti ọ̀nà òdodo tí ó lè là wá nínú àánú. ètò ọ̀nà òdodo yìí ni Ustaz Abdulgani Salaudeen Imam olórísábìtì Adénúgbà Mosque agbóbi àgbọ̀wé yóò máa ṣe ìtúkọ̀ rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí aláyélúwà His Royal Highness ọba Dr. Abdulrasaq Adésínà Adénúgbà ọkọ̀kọ̀dánù méjìméjì ẹkùn èrìgbà ìbùmọ̀wé àgbọ̀wé yóò máa ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ nírántí àwọn òbí rẹ̀ méjèèjì ọmọọba Dìísù Adéyẹmí Adénúgbà àti olórísábìtì Adéọlá Adénúgbà. ètò yìí ni yóò máa wáyé sójú amóhùnmáwòrán yín ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ láago 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́ sí aago 4 àbọ̀ láti iléeṣẹ́ wa Nta Ijebu Ode. ẹ tún lè máa rí wa wò lórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ayélujára wa káàkiri bíi Facebook, YouTube àti orí TikTok. ọ̀nà òdodo ètò tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n kọ́ni nímọ̀ kọ́ni lóye àti àkíyèsí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá gbà mọ́ nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam.